Hello, everyone. It's Karina Basrawan here from Sea Today. And this beautiful afternoon, I have joining us Valerie Thomas. Hi, Valerie.
Hi, how are
I'm
you?
great. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you. Thank you for
Great,
having me.
of course. So, just a bit of background of Valerie for those of you watching at home. Besides the fact that I've actually known this girl since she was in her mother's womb, Valerie's actually so Valerie mulai karirnya pada tahun 2009 ya, is that right, Val?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
And you starred in a few project films and also web series, sorry, like Susah Sinyal, and the very famous TV series Pretty Little Liars, but Indonesian version. And you're still doing that, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, I still am
Yeah,
doing. I'm currently
great.
preparing for that.
And you studied at, correct me if I'm wrong, the Regent's University in London?
Yes.
And
I'm sorry. Can you hear my dog?
I can, and that's fine.
That's
Just a
fine.
bit of a bark there, but all good now.
Okay, okay. Just checking.
And and you studied media and communications.
Yes, correct.
Very nice. So, I think we all know that, you have gaya kamu tuh yang super fashionable. And of course, your personality, that's very charming and bubbly. And just your aura that's also bikin kamu terkenal sebagai model. So we've got here that you, besides you're an actress, I should know this. I've literally known you for 22 years.
Forever.
That kamu juga lagi disibukkan dengan profesi sebagai entrepreneur,
Yeah.
right? So you actually created your own makeup line, which is super cool. That's amazing. And you've also have an NGO called the Project Bineca.
Yes, I
And after, did you start that in high school?
no, actually I started that on my second year of university. So
Oh, wow.
it was abroad. I started
Right.
that, with a friend from GIS. His name is Heiko.
Hmm.
So yeah, we started that like I think on his third year of uni and on my
Yeah.
second year of uni.
Right. Wow, that's very cool. And you've been back in Indonesia for about 6 months now,
Yeah, 6 months
6 bulan
now.
ya.
Equal.
And jadi kayak kesibukan kamu tuh selagi pulang ke Indonesia apa aja kalau bisa sharing sama kita?
Sekarang at the moment I have a few projects coming up. Aku
Mhm.
sekarang lagi persiapan syuting season 2 PLL juga yang akan
Mhm.
nanti di bulan Juni. Aku juga sekarang lagi mau fokus rebranding my lipstick karena I
Yeah.
made that lipstick when I was 15 years old and I feel
Wow.
like the brand identity doesn't really match who I am right now. So
Uh-huh.
I feel like with this much time, with so much time that I have at the moment, I'm gonna use that time to put in work to apa namanya rebrand my lipstick
Yeah,
line.
for sure. I mean, yeah, who we are now is not the same person we were 7 years ago.
And also,
And
I'm on top of that. I'm also doing my last year of university, so everything's online.
oh wow, okay. So you haven't actually, you're not done with uni yet. You're still doing it, but because of the pandemic,
Yeah.
it's online now.
Mhm.
Right. Dan kamu nih aku lihat lagi banyak tampil di talk show, ya kan? Jadi especially being back here in Indonesia, um, pertanyaan apa sih yang paling kamu nggak suka kalau ditanya? It can be even
Aku
from the media.
aku paling nggak suka ditanya soal laki-laki,
Kenapa?
ditanya soal cowok. Menurut aku gimana ya? Eh, aku itu paling nggak suka ditanya soal laki-laki karena aku nggak mau dikenal sebagai perempuan yang punya cowok. Aku mau dikenal sebagai perempuan yang punya ambisi, yang punya talent dan punya
Mhm,
motivasi dan itu dari aku
mhm.
sendiri. Jadi
Yeah,
I don't want to be famous because of a guy. I want to be famous because of myself and what I actually do and what I
yeah.
actually try to show the world what I can do, you know?
Respect. Yeah. We shouldn't be defined by guys, right?
Oh, we should be
No,
defined by ourselves and we're
exactly.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
with you on that.
Mhm.
Then, so kamu, you grew up here, and then we actually went to
High school together.
kindergarten,
We went to high school together.
primary.
Mm-hmm.
school, and then high school together. And yeah, and then you eventually made your decision to go to London for
Mm-hmm.
university. And it's been 5 years you've been living in London?
Yes, 5 years. It's my
Yeah,
fifth
then
in
fifth,
London.
fifth year. Like, why London?
Why London?
Why
Because
London?
this is a very interesting fact. Okay,
Hmm.
so my brother went to school in the U.S.
Yes,
and
you did in Seattle, right?
he went to school in Seattle, and I would always go back and forth to America. But then there was never really a moment where I was like, okay, I'm going to spend the next 4 years of my life here.
Right.
There was never that moment for me. But as soon as I went to London, I realized that this is the type of environment that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Kayak ini yang bikin aku kayak moment di mana aku kayak,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I really like this. I really like this city. I really like
Yeah.
the people. I love how diverse it is. Not saying that
Mm-hmm.
America isn't diverse. It's also one of the most diverse countries in the world. But there's just something about London that made me want to stay. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I feel like everyone's likings are different. So to me, I felt like what made me want to stay in London is because I got to look at the schools and I got to see all the people that went to the school, and I saw that everyone was wearing different things.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone looked different, and they had like
Mm-hmm.
different cultural backgrounds, and that was really interesting for me because I
Yeah.
wanted to be in a place where gimana ya intinya kayak gue tuh terus belajar. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
want to learn from the people that I meet.
Right.
I don't want to only be around Americans. I want to be around Europeans as well. I want to be
Yeah.
around people with banyak cultural diversity aja gitu.
And
Jadi
especially like being in London, it's so easy for you to cross to like whichever country in Europe as well, right? So you do
yeah,
learn a lot
and
more.
I know that you know this, but we both like traveling. So I like when I chose London, I knew that it would be easy for me to go
Yeah.
to Europe as well
Mm-hmm.
because it's so easy to just dekat lagi kemana-mana. You
Yeah.
want to go to Greece, you want to go to Amsterdam, you want to go to Germany, you want to
So
go
easy.
so easy.
Exactly. And yeah, it brings me to my next question. And you probably got this question a lot when you were in high school.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you again anyway, and your answer might be different as to when you had to answer this back in high school. But why, and what made you pick media and communications as your university major in London?
To be honest, I didn't pick media and communications first. I picked political science,
Okay,
and then
interesting.
this is
Mm,
why I'm still at uni right now. On my third year, I decided that um, although I do enjoy being in a politics module, although I enjoy having a politics major, it's not
mm-hmm.
what I want to do in life.
Right.
So I chose to ganti major to media and communications because I felt like it suited me more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why. And I feel like it suits more with my field of work as well.
Especially coming back here, right?
Yeah,
And
coming
what
back
you do
here, I'm
now.
in the
Yeah.
entertainment industry. I know I'm around so many people in the entertainment industry as well, and I feel like this major has taught me more than just one thing about it. And
Right.
I like my school because even though apa namanya majornya media and communications, tiap tiap apa namanya module tuh ada 3 politics module.
Okay, so you still get a bit of politics in
Yeah,
it as
it's
well.
a
Yeah.
bit of politics, so it's really broad, and I seriously enjoy it.
That's amazing. Well, I'm glad that you finally found something that you like doing now.
Yeah.
And menurut kamu ada nggak sih perubahan yang kamu rasain selama kamu hidup in London? Like what felt different when you lived there? Because I know like I lived in Australia for 4 years as well, and I've definitely went through a lot of self-growth, self-discovery. When I was living alone, you become a lot more independent and you rely less on people. So I was wondering if maybe that you felt the same way when you lived in London for a bit.
Yeah, obviously, because like when I don't know if you agree with me,
Mm-hmm.
if you do agree with me or not, but when you live in Indonesia, everything is like such a luxury for you.
Oh,
You get things
100%.
done, everyone does everything for
Yeah.
you, get your food prepared, you get your bed made, and then you
Mm-hmm.
go to university and you have to do all these things yourself. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I find pleasure in doing things by myself because I learn more by doing that. And not only that, jauh lebih mandiri, you know where your
Yeah.
things are, you know how to do these things, and it's like therapy for you at the end of the
It
day.
is. It so is. It really is.
Like it's like, you know what? I'm gonna wake up and you have a morning routine. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do my bed, I'm gonna shower, and then after I
Make
shower,
your coffee.
make my coffee, go to the gym,
Uh-huh.
then maybe go to university, and then not maybe go to university, go to university, and then you have this whole routine, and then
Yeah.
you have friends over, and then obviously you have that habit of making your house clean, and then you have that habit of cleaning your house whenever they leave gitu loh. Itu jadi permanent habit that stays in your life, and I feel like it's such a good thing to have
Yeah.
that, because you come back to Indonesia and then you see how much you've grown as a person, because not only did it make you aware of so many things, but also it made you aware of things that you've never truly felt you feel like you never will get to this stage of life until you go to university, and then you
But you
come.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. And speaking of being back here in Indonesia, your
Mhm.
career in the entertainment industry, you also have a beauty line, which we mentioned briefly earlier. And I mean, you've built it since you were 15. That's insane. So much respect for you. But and from what we know, that you were really serious about it. That you've even reset it for 2 years, and even in the making, kamu datang sendiri ke pabriknya, and you see the whole process and how it's made. Like, what actually inspired? What drove you to have that like ambition? Like, what, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do this like wholeheartedly. Like, can you share a little bit about that?
Okay, coming from someone that I don't use a lot of makeup, but I used to get bullied for having big lips.
Girl, like everyone wants that. How did you get bullied for
Got
it?
bullied for having big lips. I have no
That's
idea.
hard to believe.
I felt like I was in an environment where having big lips at the time weren't normal, and this was like pre Kylie Cosmetics and pre lip injections and all that. And then when that happened, I saw an opportunity in creating my own lipstick line, because I was blessed to have such big lips,
Yeah.
and my whole lipstick line was rebranded based on like my heritage and my culture, and how like being Indonesian and like got mixed of other different countries made
Right.
me look like this gitu loh. Jadi kayak having big lips is not entirely a bad thing after all. You know what
It's
I mean?
it's a really good thing, girl. Like a lot of people actually pay to get that. So like,
So
you're
the
blessed.
motivation, exactly. I'm sorry if my dog is being really brisik,
That's
but
fine. I can still
let
hear
me
you.
continue. Um, so the motivation initially came from that, from there, and gimana ya? There's this satisfaction that comes with having to do something on your own and starting something that you never thought that you could do,
Yeah.
and people actually taking their time to appreciate what you've done,
Mm-hmm.
and it just keeps you it just
Motivated. Yeah.
keeps
It
you
keeps you
going.
going.
It
Yeah.
makes you happy, and um, it makes you see that there are actually some people that see what you do and they appreciate what you do, and like
Yeah.
it makes you want to keep going.
100%. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And you're you're an actress, you're an entrepreneur, like you've pretty much tried out everything. But like, is there anything else that you really want to try, yang kamu pengen coba, yang belum pernah kamu, like you've never given a try? And what's your passion? Like seorang Valerie Thomas tuh passionnya di mana sih?
My passion, sebenarnya my passion itu selain acting ya berbisnis. And if there's something that I have not done, it is to be behind the camera.
Ooh.
I do respect people that are behind the camera, kayak producers, directors, kayak all the DOPs and everything. I feel like mereka tuh bagian kreatifnya. Like
Yeah,
sebuah film yang keren itu bukan bukan cuma actingnya doang yang keren,
for
tapi
sure.
ya
It's what happened
all the
behind it.
brains
Yeah.
behind it, kenapa this one story bisa bagus banget. It's not only the script writer, tapi juga producernya, how you envision the film, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of hard work, and you know what, I would love to produce a film one day, because it's going to be 100% my vision, and it's going to be a mix and match of other people's visions. It's going to be a product of like who I am, and
Yeah.
a product of these other people, and kita sebagai tim dijadiin satu bakal jadi kayak gimana gitu. So it's all about creating, and I really enjoy creating things. So that's something that I would really be interested in.
Well, that's really interesting. I mean, I can't wait to see you behind the scenes this time. Valerie as a producer. I'm sure it's going to be one hell of an interesting movie, whatever that may be in the future.
That's gonna be interesting.
But so I mean, I've known you, I've known your family, I've known your parents for quite some time as well, and a lot of people know that your parents are also in the entertainment industry. So you pretty much you grew up in that limelight, right? You grew up in the whole scene in the entertainment world. But pernah nggak sih kamu merasa kayak lelah atau kayak capek, jenuh dengan predikat anak artis, or have you ever felt pressured atau terbebani dengan the household names that are carried by your parents?
Pastinya, like every teenager's dream is to live a normal life and away from the spotlight. But unfortunately,
as cliche as that is, it's actually true, isn't it?
It's true because the reason why I want to stay in London for so long is because I don't want any of the spotlight to interfere with my character development. I want to be as real as I can, and like honestly, living a normal life like in London, like without the added pressure of being an entertainer, has really shaped me into the person I am today. And I feel like maybe a lot of people respect the woman I am today because of the time that I've spent away from the spotlight. That I wouldn't say made me, but eventually shaped me into this person.
Into who you are today. Yeah.
Yeah, into who I am today. Like the fact that I can be here speaking to you like this in mindset yang seperti ini gitu. Itu juga dibantu banyak sama my time away. So obviously, if you ask me if there's pressure for the first like 16 years of my life, obviously the pressure has been intense because I would always have to, I was born into a pressure of social image, and I was born into a family of entertainers where unfortunately everything is about image and not about expressing who you truly are. And growing up with Western values, I'm sure that you know that it's, at the time it wasn't acceptable, but as we grow and as Indonesia continues to develop into, I don't know, something better, you know what I mean? Like slowly understanding that there should be room for people that are real. And that's why when I came back to Indonesia this year, I found that more and more people are acceptant of who I am. And sekarang lebih dikasih jalan lah for me to become who I really want to be, and to not fake an image just to get followers or just to like me.
And it all starts with us, right?
Yeah, it's as simple as saying my truth. I get to say my truth, and people that really like me, my fans that really like me for who I am, they would appreciate me for who I am and what I say.
Exactly.
That is nothing but the truth. So I'm not scared anymore to be who I am. I mean, if anything, sekarang aku percaya bahwa kita dipertemukan sama orang-orang yang benar, dan tahun ini aku juga dipertemukan sama kamu lagi kan, Karina?
I know. After so many years, after you came back from London.
Years, and I feel like I always wondered who my support bubble was going to be when I came back to Indonesia, and then I found my way back to you, which is really good. You know what I mean? It's there's something about that. Like I feel like I have hope for the future of Indonesia and for the people here too. I know that there will be people that can understand things yang dari dulu mungkin social stigmas or norms yang gak di accept duluan, sekarang mungkin I know that bakal dikasih jalan gitu loh.
For sure. And I think it helps that there are a lot of people, especially younger people here in Indonesia who actually lived abroad for a bit. We've opened our minds to different norms and different different settings, right? That we can actually bring that back here and influence that.
Yeah, it's all about finding these values abroad, and then
it's different. You are, that's why I can say, like, when I was over abroad in Melbourne, it was as if I was soul searching, in the sense where I was trying to find who I really was,
Yeah,
without family, without, the people I grew up with, without
yeah,
people expecting who to be, but just like me finding me.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing because we don't go to uni abroad so we can become westernized. No,
No.
no, that's not
That's
what
that's where people usually get it wrong, right?
we
Yeah.
go there because we want to learn. We want to learn apa sih bedanya di luar sama di sini. How do people there survive? How do they make it? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What can I learn from them? What values do they have, and what values don't we have here? What are the values that I can bring back home and I can share to
For
people in my
sure.
country? You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
And
I get you. Yeah.
it's all
100%.
about being open. It's all, not only about being open, but it's also about wanting to learn something. Kayak lo harus percaya bahwa kalau kita dikasih jalan untuk kuliah di luar negeri atau kemana pun itu, there's obviously something that we need to learn. Kita harus selalu belajar di situ,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I agree with you, girl. And as long as we're staying true to ourselves, first
Mm-hmm.
of all, and we're actually making a positive impact when we
Yeah.
come back to society, to our friends, to our environment, that's all that matters, right? At the end.
Yeah.
And I see you as like my little sister, and you've grown so much. I am amazed. Like, I'm in shock of how much you've grown, into becoming this super strong, independent woman that you are now. And I just can't wait to see like what you do next. Are there any like projects or films that are, in the works for you in
Only
the coming
only
times?
PLL at the moment because right now I'm gonna be filming PLL for a good 4 months in Bali, so I kind of have to like save my time for that.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna finish uni, and then when I finish uni, then
Who knows?
permanently in Jakarta. So
Yeah.
I can't wait for that either.
That's amazing. Yeah. I can't wait to see you do that. And honestly, like, last question, like, any pesan, mungkin any messages that you want to share, that you want to sampaikan ke fans-fans kamu yang sekarang lagi nonton live ini?
I just want to say thank you banget udah tune in untuk live aku sama Karina. I feel like this is a really good curhat session with my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
Seriously, this is very therapeutic for me because I get to speak to someone like you, and I'm very comfortable in sharing my life experience stories. And I just wanted to say that a lot of people go through so many things, and to this day, I still go through really heavy shit too. And I just get by being real. That's the only thing that I can
Yeah.
do, you
Yeah.
know?
I agree. I 100% agree with you, because at the end of the day, that's the only organic, genuine thing you can ever
Mhm.
give or do, right? It's just to be
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
And that's how you actually, like, people can actually relate to you
Yeah.
when you are who you are, not
When you
trying
are
to be
who you are,
someone
when
else.
exactly when you're at your purest self and you know that there's no lie in that, you're actually being your true self. And being my true self isn't hiding my insecurities or hiding my problems. It's actually sharing them amongst
Yeah.
people who want to listen. And I'm happy today that I get to experience this because by you asking me these questions is you asking me about my life experiences and what I have been through.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it helps me. This is like a therapy session. It helped me
It
backtrack
is,
all my
right?
problems and how I got to this point, and it was really good. So thank you.
No, thank you. I mean, at the same time, I think we've sort of like unraveled and opened up how much you've grown since, like, I saw you like back in high school, right? And then like it reflects on how much I've grown as well. And it's like,
Yeah,
oh wow, we've actually grown so much.
so
And
much. I remember seeing.
we've got so much to offer to the people and environment around us.
Yeah,
And that's
and I can't wait to see what you're gonna do in the future as well.
oh,
It's
thanks,
very
girl.
exciting.
You are so sweet. And honestly, your fans love you so much. And they've actually got a couple of questions for you,
Okay, what is it?
if that's okay. So the first one, this is really good, actually. What is your biggest insecurity and how do you overcome it?
My biggest insecurity would be
Don't
because
say your lips, because it's not.
no, it's not. It's actually one thing. I know that you know that I always seem adaptable, Karina, because I'm
You do, you are.
a very crazy and wild
You're an
girl.
Aries,
I'm
that's why.
married. Exactly. But you know what? Behind all that, I'm actually scared. My biggest insecurity is like, what if I can't talk to this person? What if
Really?
I can't, yeah, what if I can't read through this person? Like, that is my biggest insecurity.
Honestly,
Not,
no one would have
not,
guessed.
not being able to talk to someone because I have really crazy social anxiety and to people. So not a lot of people know, oh, actually, you know what? Everyone knows this, that I think in English, but when I speak Indo and whenever I have to meet someone in kaya super like,
Formal, yeah.
yeah, formal or anything, and then I have to speak in Indo. Itu my biggest insecurity because I know that my Indo isn't very
Oh
good.
my God, we're on the same boat.
My Indo isn't very good, and I would have to I almost sound stupid sometimes when I speak in Indo.
Yeah, because you end up like stumbling over your words because you're
Yeah,
actually trying to
yeah.
translate in your head, like
And then when I
what am
speak
I trying to
English,
say?
yeah, exactly. And when
Yeah.
I speak English, I'm like, I shouldn't be speaking English because I'm gonna sound like someone that like, you know, doesn't really
Yeah.
respect my own country. But it's not even that. It's just the fact that I think in English, and that's what I say.
And that's how we grew up, right? Like
Yeah,
we pretty much grew up the same way. We went to the same school. We were around the same,
exactly.
group of people. So it was just how we were brought up. But I mean, we're both trying to strengthen our Indo, right? In
Yeah,
many ways, because
I'm really trying,
I'm
but I told them
trying.
I can't promise you guys that I'm gonna be speaking in
Mm-hmm.
Indo on my next interviews. Like I really am trying though.
Yeah, that's that's so
That is
funny.
that is my biggest insecurity. It's like not being able to speak to people in
Uh-huh. Well, I'm sure you'll be able to face and overcome that very soon because you're doing great so far.
thank you.
And a last question. So we've got one from your fan.
Mhm.
So we've established the fact that your parents, are famous. You grew up with entertainers as parents, but not only that, your parents are also apa ya, gaul. You have very gaul parents, right? And how does that feel? Like, okay, this is legit the question. Quote, is it a blessing or a curse if you had to pick?
It's both a blessing and a curse, to be honest.
Uh-huh. Please elaborate.
Oh, I will.
Uh-huh.
It is both a blessing and a curse because I feel like the blessing is that my parents kind of got to know a lot of people and it made my life here easier because obviously when you network a lot, you get to meet a lot of people that you would eventually need, you
Yeah.
know?
Hmm.
And the curse is that because they know way too many people, I don't have any my private life's like
Whatever you do gets to your parents.
gone.
Better be a good girl, Val.
And that's
Yep.
what I learned to always be real with my parents, even
Yeah.
if I don't do good things.
Hmm.
And my parents are always there to remind me that everything isn't meant to be good and like things are meant to be lessons in your life. So thankfully,
Yeah.
even though my parents are very gaul, mereka juga ada sisi kolotnya juga. Dan aku thankful dan mereka ada sisi kolot itu karena tanpa sisi kolot itu mereka nggak bakal bisa kasih tahu aku yang bener sama yang
Yeah.
itu apa.
You still need that guidance. Like they can be your friends and your parents at the same time, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, well, please send them my love. Tell them I say hi.
I will. Tell your mom I say hi too.
And I will. And that's pretty much it for today. That wraps up our little curhat session, if you say today. And Val, just thank you so much for your time and just your
Yeah, for you.
honesty and just being so real with all of us here. I'm sure your fans really appreciate all the things that you've shared, your growth as a person and also in your career. And yeah, I mean, all the best of luck
Thank
with your
you.
career with the whole Pretty Little Liar season 2. Praying all the best. So jealous that you'll be in Bali for 4 months, but I will probably visit you.
Yes, you will.
Hmm. But yeah, I mean, I will talk to you soon. And again, from all of the See Today fam, on behalf of the See Today fam, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I had so
A
much fun
great
today.
afternoon. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.